Listening to your G&T Breakfast Show right here on Pure West Radio. And as ever, we are thrilled to have our lovely Alive and Kicking team here in the studio. Good morning, both.
Morning.
Good morning to you.
Morning.
Gosh.
Thursday.
Yeah, it's Thursday.
I prefer to call it Friday Eve.
Friday Eve.
Yes.
Is that getting you in? It's not even your day off tomorrow.
No, or Saturday.
It's my day.
Or Sunday.
It's my day off tomorrow, so I'm allowed to get excited about it being Friday Eve.
Right.
That's okay, because that means I can stop work. But yeah, you can't stop work.
You won't stop work though, because that's your confession. Is the fact that it's the collective confession of all clerics. Is because we work from home, it's very, very difficult to ignore the phone, ignore people who come to the door. I've actually been known to get up when we watch a live event, and television is supposed to record it, get up during the adverts to make my wife a cup of tea and not come back for about 35, 40 minutes because I'll have put the kettle on and then gone to the study just to check my emails or something and then become sort of like distracted by what's on the computer.
Yeah. In your defense, though, ad breaks are long enough that you probably didn't miss much.
Well, yeah.
That is very true, to be fair.
But for live events, certainly they're trying to squeeze every cent. Every cent? Where are we in
I know, where have you been?
You've been watching too much YouTube.
Yeah, every penny of advertising revenue out that they possibly can.
Yeah. I do like this as a theme, though, this morning, actually. Overworking and maybe non-prioritizing the wrong things.
Oh, don't, because she's going to give me the side eye. She, as in the Reverend Sophie, and the rest of the team, yes, because I am one of those do what I say and not what I do team leaders, as in make sure you take your time off, make sure you take your holidays. Well, when did you have your day off? About 3 weeks ago. Yeah.
It's true, though, Sophie.
It is very true. He's very naughty. He's very,
and
very
I
naughty.
deserve to be reprimanded.
He does. Live on air.
It's one of those things, though, I would say, because you're in a caring role and people sort of come to you with it, you don't want to sort of say, well, I'm sorry, I'm off today. I'm not going to answer you today because I'm off. If you get a phone call or an email and it's somebody needing your help, it's just natural for you, I suppose, to say, well, actually, yes, I'm going to help you now.
Yeah, but at the same time, we've got to think that those people who are in caring roles, it's generally a marathon and not a sprint. So I was talking to a junior colleague recently, not from Haverfordwest, this area, and they've only been ordained for sort of like 3 or 4 years, but because of circumstances that they found themselves in, almost completely burnt out already, because through a combination of circumstances, they haven't had a line manager or one above or a line manager at 2 above either. And there's been nobody to say, just take it steady, make sure you take your breaks, make sure you do this. So they've just flung themselves helter-skelter in. And and it is in the caring professions. You do have a lot of burnout. So you have got to take care. Be kind to yourself out there. Everybody, whether you're in a caring profession or not, be kind to yourself and remember life is a marathon and not a sprint.
Yeah. And that's a good point. We had Tammy on a couple of weeks ago for Carers Week. And of course, the majority of carers are unpaid, helping family and friends.
Yep.
And they're doing that whilst juggling some other work responsibilities as well. So they're trying to look after their household, trying to look after their person that they're caring for. And all of a sudden you're in this overworking. And it's like, well, turning this back to a confessions, it's kind of like, well, I need to, but I need forgiveness to carry on doing it.
Yeah.
I don't think it helps that there are some people out there, CEOs and entrepreneurs and stuff, who are sort of like, I haven't taken a day off in 3 years. This is the way you succeed.
It's like it's almost a badge of honor if you're working yourself into an early grave, because that's essentially what they're doing. They're working themselves into an early grave. It's like a badge of honor. I don't take days off. I know someone a bit like that, and I'm like, it's not healthy.
No.
It's not healthy for you at all. And it's, particularly if you've got a family, you need to think about your family in the long term
Yeah.
and what that effect that might have on them.
So to add into the confession bit then.
Yeah.
And this is a trick that lots of clergy use, so I'm not outing just myself here. And it could well be that other people use it as well. But I have people come and they'll message me or they'll phone me or they'll even speak to me and they say, can you come do this on this day? And I'll look at my diary and that will be my day off this week. And I will go, I'm really sorry. My diary is full that day.
Mm-hmm.
It's full of lying in the garden and
Yes.
drinking non-alcoholic gin and reading my favorite novel. But nonetheless, it is full. Or I'm so sorry that I've got something that I can't move that day, which is my day off.
Yeah.
Because I haven't had a day off in a little while.
I'm with you. And you can. Most people fill diaries up with appointments and gigs. That's probably Gina's world. You fill it up with appointments and gigs. When do we schedule? Nothing.
We don't. No, we don't, and we should do. So when I was first ordained, a colleague of mine said to me, make sure that you write something in your day or in the diary on your day off, literally the word something, so that when you get someone phoning you up and saying, can you come and see me on such and such a day, you can literally say, I've got something in the diary.
Yeah.
Which I thought was great.
Yeah. So something's come up. Gina, what's your experience? Because a bit like the rest of us, whether like balancing lots of different bits and pieces, are you happy to turn someone down on your day off?
No, unless I've got my diary, okay, and it's obviously got my appointments in and my gigs and things, and then every now and again I put no booking. Now, I know that in my diary I've got 2 Sundays where I have got no booking. I've got other dates that say no booking, and if it's a day which I'm not actually doing, like the no booking days are the day after Tom's wedding and the day after the hen party.
So they're hangover days. They're not
Yes, they are.
Hangover days.
They're hangover days.
They are hangover days. So under no circumstances, if anybody calls me for a children's party, I will not be going, okay? Because it wouldn't be a good idea to go. Then I have the other days which say no booking, because that's going to be family day. And this is where I go wrong, because somebody will phone me, we need to book you on that day. Oh, can I do? Well, I can actually. I can do it. So I sort of put things in and just sort of work it around what I can do. But it should be that day off. It should be that. I've put it in there for a reason.
Gina,
yes.
Are you prioritizing hangovers over your family? Is this your confession? Is this your confession this morning, that you are prepared to absolutely say no if it's going to involve you being hungover, but if it's spending quality time with your family, room to negotiate.
No, I would say that if I've got a hangover, I'll be spending a lot of time with my family because they'll be bringing me drinks and patting my back.
Yes, holding your hair back.
Oh, wow. I love that.
So the truth will set you free, Gina. We've just had this little discussion about priorities. We were just laying it out in front of the people of Pembrokeshire and the world, to get some input. And suddenly, from out of left field, one of the classic Gina confessions comes flying in.
And I didn't even know I had anything to confess.
Yeah, like the golden snitch, it's hovering in the middle of the discussion.
I love that. If you're listening at home, would you prioritize a hangover over quality time with your family? I would love to know what the ratio is. People overworking, be like, oh, I can squeeze another meeting in. That saves me spending time with my children.
No. You have got the total wrong end of the stick. It's that I don't want to be working if I've got a hangover. And, sometimes I go out, I don't drink very often. So when you do,
you make up for it.
Exactly, yes. And I know that I'm not going to be around other people's children trying to work with a hangover. So that's what I'm saying. Those days are definitely no booking days.
So Gina,
yes.
Gina, are you saying that you are not prepared to be around other people's children when you are recovering from inebriation and not feeling 100%, but you're more than happy to be around your own children.
It would have been that way, yes.
When you're in a hole, Gina, stop digging. Okay?
It would appear so. Oh, I love that. Let us know your stories of when you've tried booking a day off and you've needed the help of a Friday or Saturday night to give you that time off at the expense of your family.
Poor Gina.
I know, poor Gina. And we didn't play the clip because we didn't really know where this was going to go to begin with. However, we've just heard one of Gina's, one of these. We got to get that in there. But do you forgive? Do we forgive whenever this happens, or is it okay to have a little bit of wiggle room when there's a family day in there and you think, well, actually, if I can do it within 45 minutes, not that anything ever goes to time, then I can do both. Is that such a bad thing to try and do both?
As long as there's a quid pro quo, I'd say yes. So as long as when it's a work day and you think, right, today is a work day, and then something joyous happens and you say, no, blow it, I'm going to take the next hour off to be with my family, even though it's a work day, then yeah, you've got to be flexible. You've got to be kind with yourself. So yeah, absolutely forgiven. Don't get hung up on the labels. A day is just a day.
I'm with you, Sophie.
I mean, I was all set up for chastising Father Neil, but what he's just said makes perfect sense. So I'm with Father Neil on this one.
And in fact, you've both of you have said, actually, it's like this is your life's work. This is what you do. If you go to Tesco's in the middle of the day, you go to Tesco's in the middle of the day.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of balance and finding, I'll do intense work over here, and then I'll do intense relaxing over here with my family. So I agree. Forgiven with that balance, Gina.
Yeah, go on. I'm forgiving because you're balancing things out.
I thought you weren't going to forgive yourself then.
Are we all forgiving each other here for not taking our days off?
It's a mutual love fest. We're hugging you, Pembrokeshire.
We do our best with the resources we have in front of us. And if you're working hard to support your family, whether that means you spend time with them or not, we're still doing our best. And we've got to find that balance. And on Gratitude Tuesdays, we often say about finding that time for yourself. It can be difficult in this modern world, but let's strive to do what we can. This Sunday, Alive and Kicking returns.
It does.
Yes, it is. 8 a.m. Broadcasting from the bowels of the Pure West Radio building, Studio 2. So, and for those of you who were dropping your head because it was just me last weekend, you'll be glad to know. Can we have an hallelujah ready? That Reverend Sophie is back this Sunday.
Yay! Woo!
Love that. And Anna's forgiving as well, so this is all good.
Yeah,
it's all good.
It's all good.
It's all good in the hood.
Yes. And what is happening? What's the topic of conversation for you Sunday?
This last weekend and this weekend, really, really big weekends in the church, because all over Wales, all over the world, lots of different people are being ordained to either the diaconate or the priesthood there. So we're going to be talking about calling. We're going to be talking about ministry. We're going to be talking about what it's actually like to be a vicar, to do the vicaring stuff.
Are you sure now?
Well,
there may be some more confessions before next week.
I can't wait. We'll just listen back to Sunday morning. Lovely. Well, that's happening on Sunday. And then, of course, we'll have Gratitude Tuesday next week as well. So it's all happening here. Thank you so much for your time as ever on a Thursday morning.
Can I just put a plug in?
Of course you can.
Yes.
I'm attending the hustings tonight.
So am I.
So looking forward to it. It's being broadcast live.
It's being broadcast
on
live.
Pure West Radio.
Yes.
So please do listen in. And maybe you'll even hear Father Neil's voice.
Oh, you might do. In fact, as we're still live on the Facebook, going to use this as an opportunity to do a big old plug, as Father Neil has said. Yes, if you want to know who your Mid and South Pembrokeshire candidates are for the general election, a week today, we'll be going to the polls. We'll be voting for them. We're going to be broadcasting live on your smart speaker Pure West Radio app and online the community hustings of all of the major parties who are able to attend, which I think is all of them bar one, from 7 to 9 p.m. tonight. It's also going to be live streamed on our social media pages. So get involved in the conversation in the comments that's going to be taking place. Very excited. It's I'll be hosting with Ewan Thomas from Planed. I'm very excited because I don't think the radio's done anything like this before. And yeah, you're quite right. You might even hear from our esteemed colleague over here, Father Neil. That'll be 7 o'clock. Before then, though, Gina, we're here until 10.
Yes, we are. We've got your Unscrambled over on our Facebook page at Pure West Radio, and you can listen out very soon for those letters this morning.
Thank you both.
Bye.
Bye. God bless.
The Breakfast Show.